and that person wants his debt to be fulfilled before we go for Hajj, now this is a problem. So pay off all the debts, or at least have a payment method fixed with him. Make sure the wealth for the Hajj is from halal sources. Memorize the du'as. You can get the help from your imam inshallah before leaving for this journey. We go on the slide, next slide. That is, what is ihram? Now this is the definition of ihram, the one after it. Ihram literally means to declare something unlawful upon oneself. Ihram is commonly referred to the clothing worn by a person performing Umrah or Hajj. However, ihram in the context of Sharia refers to entering into a state of ihram, adhering to the prohibitions of even normally permitted things with the intention of performing Hajj or Umrah. The wearing of the white clothing symbolizes this state, although this state is not entered into by wearing the sheets of white alone. So what does it mean by and large? 2 sheets of clothing for the male. What is the detail for the female? Inshallah it will come, we'll mention it moving forward. And it could be white or anything in color. We have to have the intention of ihram when we put on the ihram, and even those things that are lawful in everyday life become unlawful in a state of ihram. We skip another slide, and the next slide is before ihram, what do we have to do? Before coming into the state of ihram, the next slide. It is sunnah to take a bath. If you are not able to do so, that's also fine. It is mustahab to trim one's mustache, to remove the hair from the pubic areas. We clip our nails, and we apply perfume. Not apply perfume on the ihram, apply perfume on the body. Then we go to the next slide. The clothes of ihram. As far as the male is concerned, it is preferable to wear 2 white, new or washed sheets of cloth, an upper garment and a lower garment. Males should wear slippers, sandals which expose the tarsal bone or the mid-foot area where there is a protruding bone. This could be different according to the Shawafi or the Hanabila. According to the Hanafi school of thought, the middle bone where you tie your shoelaces, that's your middle bone. It's bulging outward. We call it the tarsal bone also, the protruding bone also. That area for the males who follow the Hanafi school of thought, it has to be exposed. If it's not exposed, then in that case you are not fulfilling the conditions of ihram. If anybody has any extra question after the presentation, inshallah they can ask. The clothes of ihram for a female. Women may wear an abaya or a scarf or gloves or socks and shoes. That's fine with them. The face must not have anything touching it physically. However, as it is part of the hijab, a lady should cover the face with the cap fitted with a veil hanging over the cap as not to touch the face. Like a cap which has the razor in front of it, you can hang the cloth in front of it. This is for the sisters who do naqab. Once again, this is according to the Hanafi school. You can refer to the Shaykh inshallah if you have anything else in mind. 2 rakats for ihram. This is the female ihram thing. You can see on the slide, on the presentation, we just read it. Go on the next slide. 2 rakats before ihram. It is sunnah to perform 2 rakats of salah just before entering into a state of ihram. It is preferable to recite Surah Al-Kafirun in the first rak'ah and Surah Al-Ikhlas in the second rak'ah. Otherwise, anything can be recited. When should ihram be worn? This is the next slide. One must enter into the state of ihram before passing the miqat boundary. Now what is miqat? Miqat is the outer boundary from where those wishing to perform Hajj or Umrah must enter into the state of ihram. There are 5 boundaries. We don't need to go into details. I'll just read it quickly. Dhul Hulayfa, Al-Juhfa or Rabigh, Yalamlam, Qarnul Manazil, and Zat al-Iraq or Zat al-Irq. This is actually the next slide. This is actually, you see Makkah in between, you see Zat al-Irq on the right and Qarn al-Manazil on the right, you see Al-Juhfa and Jeddah and Yalamlam on the left. This is for the people who are traveling by road. Alhamdulillah, we'll all be flying, so those who are flying straight to Madinatul Munawwara, you don't need any ihram. Just in case if anybody is going straight to Makkah, then in that case you can wear the ihram in the plane while you are there. We go on the next slide. How to enter into a state of ihram. We have to do the niyyah, we have to read the talbiyah, that equals to ihram. One may recite the following dua before reciting the talbiyah. This is actually the dua for the niyyah. Allahumma inni uridu al-umrata fayassirha li wa taqabbalha minni. Oh Allah, I make intention for umrah, so make it easy for me and accept it from me. Ya Allah, मैं umre की नियत करता हूँ, इसको मेरे लिए आसान बना और मेरी तरफ से कबूल फरमाए. किसी भी ज़बान में ये नियत की जा सकती है. One should then recite the talbiyah with the intention of coming into ihram. So we do the intention, we just read and heard. Then we say the talbiyah. Labbaik Allahumma labbaik, labbaik la sharika laka labbaik, innal hamda wal ni'mata laka wal mulk la sharika lak. So niyyah plus talbiyah, that equals to intention of ihram. Now we are in a state of ihram. So that's the next slide, talbiyah. This is the talbiyah that we just read. The translation: here I am at your service, O Lord. Here I am. Here I am. There is no partner for you. Here I am. Truly all praise, favors and sovereignty are yours. There is no partner for you. We go on the next slide. Rules regarding talbiyah. Sahal ibn Sa'ad radiallahu anhu reports that Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, when a Muslim recites talbiyah, then verily every stone, tree and even the ground around him recite the talbiyah with him to the ends of the earth. This is the hadith of Tirmidhi. The talbiyah should be recited as much as possible. Men should recite the talbiyah loudly, audibly, without disturbing others. Women should recite the talbiyah quietly. The talbiyah should be recited individually and not collectively. This is more preferred. And once again, the women folk will continue. This is the best zikr. This is the best remembrance when a person is in the state of ihram. Once you wear the ihram, when will the talbiyah stop? Inshallah, it will come forward in the slides when you have to stop the talbiyah. So for example, we are leaving the hotel in Madinatul Munawwara. The bus stops at Bir Ali. That is the miqat for people going from Medina to Makkah. We wear the ihram. The imam says start reciting the talbiyah. For the entire journey of 4.5 or 5 hours, you as much as possible in a low voice, you keep on reciting the talbiyah. And men a little loudly, women in a low voice. So this will continue as much as you can. Then where are you going to stop? As soon as you about to start the umrah and you look towards the Ka'batul Musharrafa, as soon as you enter the Masjid al-Haram, that is the point where you stop the talbiyah. Until then, this is the best dhikr that can be done. Forbidden acts in ihram. Sins are even more emphatically forbidden. Sins are always haram. We should not be doing those. But in ihram, the consequence doubles. Foul language, fighting, quarreling are strictly forbidden. All forms of intimacy with one's spouse is forbidden. Wearing day-to-day clothes like jubba, shirt, trousers, t-shirts, hats, etc. for men is not permissible. Using perfume and fragrances are not allowed. You want to put on the deodorant, you want to spray the body spray, you want to use the soap with a perfume. Everything has to be done before you make the niyyah for ihram. As soon as you make the niyyah for ihram, these things become forbidden. You are not allowed to put perfume on the ihram. You want to put perfume on the body in the form of deodorant, spray, whatever, you are allowed to do so before the niyyah. Removal of body hair, to comb, to pluck, to trim or to cut the beard hair is not permitted. Clipping the nails is prohibited. Wearing footwear covering the shoelace area is prohibited. We already discussed this. The next slide, forbidden acts in ihram continues. For a male to cover the head with something like a kufi or something touching the head, it's not allowed. For a female to let a cloth cover her face in a manner it is touching her face, this is not allowed. To hunt or help in hunting, to kill lice, any of these acts done will result in penalty, whether by mistake or forgetfully. So now we can refer to our imams for the tafsir. Permissible acts in ihram, the next slide. Having a shower while in a state of ihram for purification or for coolness, that's fine. Using unscented soap, if you think you are not able to buy unscented soap from there, it's very easy to buy here. So get an unscented soap for yourself before you take the flight. To use an unscented soap, however, it is preferable not to remove dirt. injection, bandages, to wear sunglasses, glasses or a watch, to change a nappy or a diaper, miswak. It is permissible to wrap yourself in a blanket. The whole body can be covered except the face and head. This happens in winter season when we are lying down in Mina on Muzdalifah. We need to cover ourselves, not the face and the head. To wear a belt over the ihram, to kill scorpions, snakes, mosquitoes, wasps and flies, everything is halal, is permissible that we just mentioned. What's the next slide? Umrah. Okay. What is Umrah? What does it consist of? Ghusl for ihram, it's sunnah. If you miss it, that's fine. 2 rakats before ihram, this is sunnah. Ihram with the intention and talbiyah, this is a farz. Tawaf, this is a farz in ihram, in Umrah. 2 rak'ah after tawaf, this is wajib. Sa'i, this is wajib. Halaq, shaving the hair, or qasr, trimming the hair, this is wajib. So these are the 7 things that are there when a person performs Umrah. Next slide. Performing Umrah, entering Makkatul Mukarramah. The city of Makkah should be entered with humbleness, with the heart fully conscious of the grandeur of Almighty Allah. It is not a sightseeing trip. Upon entering the city of Makkah, one will be taken to the hotel, place the baggage in the hotel. Now this is the question people usually ask. Should I take some rest or I have to leave the hotel right away for Umrah? So this is the answer to this. If you are really tired and it is not Salah time, it is advisable to rest before performing Umrah. It is Salah time, pray the Salah, and if you are tired, go back to the hotel, take some rest. Umrah can take many hours in peak times like the Hajj season. And those of us, mostly of us sitting here, will enter Makkatul Mukarramah on the morning of the 6th of Zul Hijjah, inshallah, or the night of the 5th. This will be the peak season. So make sure if you need rest, take some rest. If one is traveling with the elderly and unwell, it may be a wise idea to perform Umrah at night when heat is less. One should be engaged in reciting the talbiyah all the while. Wheelchairs, elderly people going with us. Now don't wait to buy a wheelchair from Makkatul Mukarramah. Okay, buy a wheelchair while you are in Madinatul Munawwara. As Brother Wahid just said, this you will have ample time inshallah in Madinatul Munawwara. So any necessities you have missed from here or you were not able to get from here, wheelchair, we don't need to take the hassle of carrying the wheelchair from here. It costs $100 or $110, $25. Get it from there while in Madinatul Munawwara and carry it with you when going to Makkatul Mukarramah. And at the end, you can give it for the waqf in Masjid al-Haram or give it to someone or leave it in the hotel and it will be used inshallah, and this will be a sadaqah jariyah. Moving forward, the next slide, performing Umrah continues. Enter with the right foot, reading the du'as that is in Masjid al-Haram and reciting salawat upon the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Proceed to the Kaaba not as a tourist but as a servant with utmost tawadu, humbleness. Reach a place where the Kaaba is clearly visible and which is not obstructing others. Stop and make dua. This is a very sacred place and time for acceptance of dua. I'm trying to move really fast so we can wrap it up by 3:30. So if there are any questions, please hold on, note to it, and after the presentation you can ask. So those who want to leave just in case, because we gave the time until 3:30, they can leave on their time. We will be here inshallah, the responsible people, so any questions you have, you can ask us. Now this last 2 points that we just mentioned, it is mentioned in the hadith that when the first sight lands on the house of Allah, a person makes a dua, that dua is accepted by Allah. So that's why the ulama have mentioned in this presentation that go inside, lower your gaze, you have slippers in your hands or whatever, choose a spot where you can easily stand or sit for a few minutes, then focus yourself, raise up your head, let your glance land on the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and then make the dua. Now there are many desires a person has. He is puzzled that which dua should I make first. So the ulama say we should make this dua that, oh Allah, make us mustajabut da'wat. Make us from amongst those whose all dua for khair are accepted by Allah. So first dua should be, oh Allah, make us mustajabut da'wat. And automatically if this dua is accepted in the entire journey of Hajj, whatever dua of khair that we make, inshallah, Allah will accept it. We go on the next slide, Al-Masjid al-Haram, we go on the next slide. Look, this is a diagram that we need to keep in our mind. This is the house of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I'll start from the right side and go clockwise. That corner is called Rukn Shami, the Syrian corner. Then is the Mizabur Rahma, the rainwater spout that is on the top. Then this corner where the Hatim is, this is called Rukn Iraqi. The Tawaf is done the other way around. I'm just making it easy for you. Then it is the Kiswa, the black cloth. Then it is the door of the Kaaba. The area between the Hajar al-Aswad and the door is called the Multazam. And then is the green line. This green line is no more there. You won't find it on the floor. Then there is Maqam Ibrahim right opposite the door of the house of Allah. Then there is the Hajar al-Aswad on the left side. And then that corner is Rukn Yamani. So the Tawaf is done in this manner. We will be coming from Rukn Yamani. We will be passing through Hajar al-Aswad and we will be starting from this point. And then we will go anti-clockwise. We'll pass through the Multazam. We'll pass through the door. We'll pass outside the Hatim. While doing the Tawaf, you cannot enter inside the Hatim. You cannot enter any ways, but just as far as the Masala is concerned, because the police has blocked it. So you go outside the Hatim, that is the Rukn Iraqi, and then you pass by the Rukn Shami, and then all the way you can come once again to Rukn Yamani. We go on the next slide. Preparation for Tawaf. Tawaf is a compulsory part of Umrah and Hajj. Tawaf is to walk around the Kaaba 7 times, sab'ata ashwat. It is wajib necessary to have wudu when performing Tawaf. To begin Tawaf, one should proceed to the corner of the Kaaba